Hi, I'm Thor Conklin, Client Engagement Officer here at Fusion CPA, and I am joined by Susan Borkowski, a well-decorated and certified NetSuite professional. And we want to discuss NetSuite and all the issues that clients are having. And we get phone calls every day from prospects saying, I've got this amazing system, help. And I know one of the key things is we usually get called into the process too late. And what I mean by that is the implementers have gone ahead, they've gotten things set up. You might be switching over from QuickBooks, and then all of a sudden you think, well, maybe I just push a button and everything magically goes from QuickBooks right into NetSuite perfectly. And we know that's not the case. What do you see?
I see a lot of things. NetSuite has done a fantastic job of training their implementation teams to train the companies implementing NetSuite on how to use the system. What NetSuite hasn't done a great job of is training their people on best practices for accounting. So we see chart of accounts gone awry, and then we see huge issues with the way data is brought in. For chart of accounts that don't have subledgers, journal entries are fine to bring data in. But when you have any account that has a subledger, for example, accounts receivable, accounts payable, inventory, it's really important that the detail is brought in. Otherwise, your reports moving forward are sort of permanently affected, and it's very hard to unwind that. So that's kind of the primary issue we see. We want to be able to run an accounts receivable aging and an accounts payable aging and a detailed inventory report on day one. And if journal entries have been brought in, that data is just askew. Right.
And NetSuite is really great at the implementation standpoint because they're technical technicians. What they're not are accountants and CPAs. And what we find is so often you have an accountant, you have a CPA, they have no idea how to run NetSuite, and it is just a disaster. We get those phone calls when the building is burning. Also, NetSuite is an amazing product. It has so many features, and what we find all the time is you're using it as, a paperweight, right? It's this great system, but it's not being really utilized. What are some of the things that are not being utilized that you see that could be so people can run their businesses more efficiently and effectively?
Well, there's a lot of automation you can do, particularly related to revenue, fixed asset depreciation, prepaid amortization, all of those things. There are some pretty important accounting principles in terms of matching your revenue and your expenses to the period that they actually happen in. And NetSuite can really help you do that if you set it up right. I would say that if you bolt on the advanced revenue management in NetSuite, you have this amazing, best in class tool to be able to either match things based on time or milestones or however your business really needs to recognize revenue. And that's a pretty important accounting principle. It's something for public companies that's highly scrutinized, and it's important on any accrual-based company to be recognizing those things in the appropriate manner.
We do several different things. One is you've got an entire team. We kind of walk alongside of you, train your team, and then close the month to make sure that everything's being done properly, or all the way to full controller services. But when we have a team in place, what are the processes? What's our process to take people from never working with NetSuite and then going live?
We do a number of things. We can do everything from putting together a manual or a standard operating procedure, if you will, to also just kind of really evaluating the processes that people are using. Because of the level of automation that is available, processes can change. They don't have to change necessarily, but it's really good to go in and analyze the process that people are using to try and remove any bottlenecks. We also spend time actually training people on how to use the software. NetSuite has a really great training pass that you can purchase with your implementation, and that has great step-by-step guides to use. But I also think that sometimes just having somebody walk you through and the repetition is helpful.
And we're also starting to see a lot of adoption of NetSuite due to mergers and acquisitions, private equity firms taking over companies and almost demanding that, they're running NetSuite so they can very easily be bolted on, because trying to do that from QuickBooks, and let's face it, the better that your books are, the more certainty that the buyer has in your books, and the ability to bolt you onto another organization just drives up valuations.
Absolutely.
What about technical issues? I know we have some people on the team that are extremely proficient in the technical aspects of the software as well. How has that been helpful?
It's amazing when we have a question or are trying to tackle an issue, really to do a process improvement for a client or speed up a month-end close. The members of our team that are slightly more technical are available and honestly pretty excited about helping us find a better solution. We get a little nerdy in that way that this tackling issues is exciting for our team members. So we have a team of people that really enjoy working together and really enjoy solving problems. So even if you aren't on a specific client, there's always help available to try and streamline things.
Start benefiting from a partnership with NetSuite certified experts by scheduling a discovery call today.